What's going on, guys? It is Justin here with Stable Connection. Along with me is Trey. How you doing, Trey?
Pretty good.
It's been a minute.
It has, between internet problems and work problems and life. But we're back.
I'm right there with you.
We're back.
Work
Finally.
has, work has been a killer for me. I'm sure it has been for you too.
Man, my problem is like they changed my schedule, and I'm like, all right, cool, we can record, and then they changed my schedule again. But we're in the slower part now, and I have a set schedule. Like for now, I guess, but it's pretty set now.
Well, we actually had a plan for this podcast today, and then they hit us with a bombshell this morning. Vincent Kennedy McMahon has been elected to the board of directors of WWE.
I don't know how to take this because like it's one of two things. I think, in my opinion, he's either going to come back and try to take control again, which is a terrible idea. He needs to just let it go, which is what he says he's going to do. He says he's just going to let it go and nothing's changing creative wise, which is the correct option. But he's either going to come back and try to take back over and go back where we were, or he's going to actually do what he says, and he's trying to facilitate a sale and or TV deals.
Which I think is the best decision for him to do.
Oh, he's trying to get it and he's trying to get in, get his money, and then get out.
And then get out. Yep.
I don't think it's going to be.
He has lost a lot of talent due to his actions.
Oh, yeah.
Due to the way he acted, the way he treated people, apparently, and just everything, really. But going back to selling the company, I just read there is a current favorite company to buy WWE.
Is it Disney?
No.
Oh, okay. Fox?
No.
I don't know. Those are the two I would think it would be. Or that's who I was thinking it was.
It's between three of them.
Okay.
Most plausible buyers of WWE seems to be Comcast, Endeavor, and Amazon.
Okay, I see Amazon, but what are the like Comcast? I know is like TV or whatever, right?
Comcast is NBC.
Okay, so and that's Peacock and all that, which makes sense.
And Endeavor is UFC's parent.
Really?
Yep.
I wonder how that would work.
Raj Giri reports that investment firm MKM Partners believes that Comcast, which owns NBC, will ultimately end up buying WWE.
Which makes sense because they are on Peacock, and then I thought it could be a little more seamless.
Fox is also someone that will be reaching out as Disney, or as is Disney. The buyer that makes the most sense has the most important thing that WWE needs: a place to air the product.
Yeah, I figured it would be Fox and NBC, or their parent companies, but also Disney's been monopolizing or trying to monopolize everything so much that I figured they'd be that, and WWE is more kid friendly now, so that makes sense.
Could you imagine WWE on Disney Plus?
I'd be down. It would make my life so much easier, honestly.
I'm about to say, if I could watch Raw and SmackDown on Disney Plus,
I'd go catch up on Mandalorian right after.
Yeah, exactly. Have like a live TV thing, but it's the same with the same like product.
That's the only problem is they won't go live or won't do it. They'll keep the because they're like, I know on WWE Network and I think on Peacock they're like a month behind on the Raws and SmackDowns, but it's because it's like Twitch with their 24-hour thing. It's like they have to have it a month behind because of exclusive right deals.
Yep.
Which I think is dumb, but also I get it from a business point because it gives people a reason to watch live, and you got to make your money that way. So, as a consumer, it sucks, but as a business fan, I'm like, all right, I can't really complain.
There's also been reports that several wrestlers in WWE are wanting to leave after Vince McMahon's return.
My question, legitimate, I don't know if it says it, but legitimately, how many of them are women?
Um, it does not say. It
Because
says
so many
it
women have
pretty.
been taken advantage of and all that. I mean, obviously, sexual assault allegations.
It says it pretty much shocked everyone we have spoken with. I would say that except for the most inner circle, this absolutely took everyone by surprise. The company morale has gone up exponentially since Vince retired, so a lot of people are wondering what things will look like in the days ahead. Lots of trepidation for sure. We've heard from some who have said if he'd come back, they want out, but whether that actually happens remains to be seen.
Is that Sean Ross or Raj?
That would be PW Insider.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. Yeah, I don't know because they announced the oh, who was it? Wall Street Journal announced that he was thinking about it yesterday, and then this morning they're like, "All right, cool, he's back."
Yep.
So, which means it's been in the works for a while. There's no way they just spawn that on everybody.
Yeah. There was also an all hands deck meeting scheduled before SmackDown.
It was at 2:30 Central our time, 2:30 our time, because I think I saw 3:30 EST. And they had it over Zoom.
Sean Ross reports it was noted that the WWE sale could be a huge positive and that they would be looking at potential sale offers before negotiating the rights fees. Vince McMahon will get the final say.
Yeah.
So the meeting was about the sale.
Okay. I don't know. I feel like whoever buys it will, but they should let Triple H and Stephanie just do whatever because it's been doing so good since they left.
Yes, I 125% agree. There, you have to look at the positive things that Triple H has done since gaining control of creative. Yes, Nick Khan and Stephanie are the presidents of the company, and
yeah, but they're more like business side and making sure we're they're not politically correct, but
Triple H is the one reaching out. Triple H is the one reaching out to these people, saying, "Hey, do you want to come back? Things are different.
Yeah.
You'll have a say in what you do.
You can stream on Twitch again.
You can stream on Twitch. Can't do OnlyFans though. You can't do that."
I actually saw about that. I want to say, from what I've seen, that the reason they let Mandy Rose go is one because of the type of content, but also because she was using Mandy Rose and not her like legal name.
Okay, that makes a little bit of sense. If she's going to use that Mandy Rose name, she has to give WWE that cut because they own her. If I'm not mistaken, they own the trademark Mandy Rose.
Yeah, any wrestler, well, I say any, but 95% of their wrestlers, they own the trademark too. That's why everybody, like Gunther went from Walter to Gunther. That's why everybody, God, Wesley, what was his name? Desmond.
Yeah.
Des went to Wesley. Like, that's why they switched everybody's names so they can copyright it. So.
John Cena. He lets WWE continue to own his name.
Yeah. I did see. I saw that. It kind of surprised me, but at the same time didn't because of who he is.
And anytime his name is in a movie, WWE gets a cut of it.
Yeah.
And it's so fucking crazy to me.
Did you see why he I don't remember, it was a few years ago when he asked.
Yeah, he lets it happen because Vince McMahon gave him the opportunity. He gave in his words, if I remember right, he said he gave a no-name West Newberry boy a shot when nobody else would.
And he's like, it's the least I could do to give them some of the money.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair though, even still, John Cena's well off.
Oh yeah, it's like The Rock.
Yeah,
like The Rock doesn't go by Dwayne The Rock Johnson in his
Yeah.
In his movies, he goes by Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, another one that went by their regular name in like shows is Sasha Banks.
Yeah.
Sasha Banks went by Mercedes Vernado
Yeah.
in The Mandalorian.
Yeah. That's a reason. I mean, it's because it's the same thing as Mandy Rose's OnlyFans. If she
Yeah.
won, when if she would have used her real name, which Mandy, if I'm not mistaken, is her first like legal name. But if she would have used her legal last name, it would have been not fine, but more okay. But then the fact that of what the content she was posting, Matt Bloom was like, probably shouldn't have this.
Yeah. Um, going back to Sasha Banks, Wrestle Kingdom 17. I didn't watch it. I watched I think I watched highlights of the Will Ospreay and Kenny Omega match, and then I watched highlights of Mercedes Moné, as her new name is.
Can I talk about how dumb I think that name is?
Oh, dude, I was hoping you'd say it because I was about to.
I mean, I think honestly her legal name is a good wrestling name.
Yes. The Mercedes Vernado, it still has that that I'm a brat.
Yeah.
Because her fucking first name is Mercedes.
Yeah. And it's like a
Like nothing against
last name.
Nothing against Sasha Banks, Mercedes Moné, Mercedes Vernado, however you know her. But the name, when you think of the name Mercedes, you automatically think she's a brat.
Yeah, or like kind of like a like rich girl like Paris Hilton, or like Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, like London Tipton type.
Yeah. I really don't know a whole lot more matches that was on the card. There was a Okada versus Jay White. I don't know how well that match was.
I'm kind of upset I missed it. Everybody. I mean, I like Jay White personally, so any of his matches I'm kind of biased to. Okada and Omega really can't put on a bad match with anybody, honestly.
There was the Great Khan, Shingo. I'm gonna butcher these names, so I'm so sorry. Great Khan, Shingo Takagi, Sho and Toriano won the Rambo. I don't know what the Rambo is. Like I said, I don't watch New Japan personally.
So the Rambo is usually a 6 to 8 man tag. I didn't know it had an actual name. Let me preface this, but it's normally a 6 to 8. That's why they have stables. So it's a 6 to 8 man tag to where like one stable will wrestle each other, or I guess two stables will wrestle each other. So then you can see all of the names. It'd be like the Shield going against, God, I don't know, the Wyatt family.
Judgment Day.
Something like that. Just so you can see all the big names in a match if they're not like in the storyline or in like a I say primetime match, but
I'm gonna just say their last names because once again I'm gonna butcher this. Nagata, Kojima, and Makabe beat Tatsumi, Suzuki, and Tiger Mask. Catch 22 defeated Lyo.
I don't actually know who Catch 22 is.
I don't either.
I think it's Leo Rush and somebody else, because that was like a.
I thought that would be Lyo because it's Liyo.
No, it's Leo. Wait, Li what?
Liyoh. That's one of the teams that Catch 22 defeated.
Francesco Akira and TJP. Oh, it's TJP.
TJP.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Bishamon defeated FTR. So we're gonna stop right here. FTR loses all their titles. You think they're coming back?
From what I've seen and read, they're talking about going on the indies and doing a bunch of indie stuff and not signing for a big company or whatever you want to call it.
Okay. Because as they've lost all their titles, I don't think they would be considered the top guys of the indie scene no more.
I mean,
maybe.
To be fair, though, FTR can't put on a bad match.
They can't. FTR is probably the greatest tag team in the indie scene right now.
Oh, 100%.
Or one of.
Well, I mean, if you count AEW as indies.
Yeah.
But
I technically don't, because
I don't either, not at all.
AEW has a major TV contract.
Oh yeah, and it's the second biggest company in the U.S.
Yes.
I'd even argue that I'd argue that they're bigger than New Japan, but I don't think they have more prestige than New Japan.
Correct. Zack Sabre Jr. defeated Ren Narita.
Yeah. So I will admit, I don't know who Narita is, but I love Zack Sabre.
Same. I wish he would have signed a WWE contract after the
Cruiserweight
Classic.
I kind of don't, because look what they did with Drew Gulak and Timothy Thatcher, and like they don't, and Daniel Bryan or Bryan Danielson, whatever. They don't let technical wrestlers be technical wrestlers.
True.
Unless it's oriented as a technical wrestling match or some stipulation to where it's like, oh, we're going to do like a clinic or something. Like the Drew Gulak and, God, what's his name? William Regal's son. They just had like a something Dempsey.
Charles Dempsey.
But they just had a clinic match or something like that, and they let them be technical, or they're about to have one.
Yeah.
But they don't let technical guys be technical guys. And Zack Sabre is now in TMDK, which I fucking love. Shane Thorne, or Shane Haste as he is now.
Yes. I feel like if you sign a technical guy like Zack Sabre Jr., I think the best place for him is NXT. Because I think NXT is going to utilize those guys a lot more.
But is it also, are we doing Black and Gold NXT or the 2.0 NXT or whatever NXT is being called now? That's the question. Because Black and Gold, yes. 2.0, no. Not even close.
Black and Gold era is the best era of NXT. No matter what. No matter if you have Braun Breaker, you have Karrion Kross in original NXT.
Yeah.
Black and Gold is the best you're gonna have. Because you had champions like Samoa Joe, Shinsuke Nakamura, which is another technical guy. He's a brawler, but he's also a technical guy. You had Finn Balor.
I was about to say, if you don't say Finn Balor, he was NXT Black and Gold.
You had Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, like those. When you think of Black and Gold, those are the guys you think of.
Seth Rollins.
Well, Seth Rollins too. That's like peak.
Yeah, like he started the Black and Gold era, to be fair, but yeah.
Tama Tonga defeated Carl Anderson. We all saw this coming.
That match was either. I'm looking at Bleacher Report, and they said C+, but
yep.
I like Carl Anderson as much as everybody bitches about him. I like Tama Tonga as much as everybody complains about him. Yep. So I feel like I would have liked this match, but I feel like it was also just like not necessarily a brawl, but it wasn't like a great, storytelling masterclass or a technical, like, they just went, I guarantee they went and beat the shit out of each other.
Oh, probably. Just because of how much, like, animosity there was between the two, like, on
and
Twitter.
It's been building for years as part of the Bullet Club split, and Anderson and Gallows leaving and then coming back, and then we're Bullet Club, and then we're not Bullet Club, and we're in WWE, and then now we're Bullet. It's They finally
Now
got
we're
the closure.
now we're Bullet Club in WWE. They're gonna mention Bullet Club in WWE, but we're not Bullet Club no more. We're the OC. Yeah.
So it's been a long time coming, and Tama Tonga's finally getting his singles flowers, I guess.
Yep. Muto, Tanahashi, and Nino defeated Bushi, Fujinami, Sanada, and Naito.
This was another one of those, I guess, rainbows or whatever. It's the Great Muda's. Well, he's not the Great Muda; it's a different persona, but it's his last MJPW match. So they kind of put all the big names that they had left with him, and that's what you got. No, I do not think Carl Anderson is his primary.
Takahashi defeated Ishimori, Desperado, and Master Wato.
I guarantee that was a high flying, just everywhere.
Personally, from what I've seen of New Japan, like I said, I haven't watched very much, but I know Ishimori has gone on Impact. I think he went on a GFW at one point.
So he used to be Impact when he was on Excursion, and then once he got revealed as Bone Soldier, he went back to Impact as Bullet Club.
Yes, I think he's one of my favorite Bullet Club members.
Really? Okay, yes. So real quick, rank your Bullet Club members. Present Bullet Club, not
present Bullet Club. Not like Finn Balor or anybody. You know?
No Young Bucks, no Omega, no Balor, no. I guess now that Anderson lost, no Gallows or Anderson.
I have to pull up present Bullet Club members.
Okay, while you do that, I have somebody in Twitch chat asking, do you two think Anderson is past his prime yet?
No.
That's what I said. I think he's him and Gallows are the point where they don't really care either way. I mean, they care, but they don't.
Yeah. Singles run, I don't think he'll get another singles run.
No, not in WWE for sure.
I think they will get another tag team title run for sure in WWE.
If they want it, honestly. You got to get them off the Usos, and then it's got to cycle through. But they'll get it in a few years as long as H is still in charge.
So Bullet Club members, you got.
Hold on, I want to see how many I can name. Jay White, Gato, Ishimori, El Phantasmo, Tama Tonga, Tongaloa, Hikuleo.
So.
Oh God, what's his name? Hold on. Oh my God, he's the pimp dude. What is his name? I don't remember his name.
So 2 of the members that you said aren't in Bullet Club anymore, by the way.
Is it Tama Tonga, and Tongaloa?
Yeah.
Okay. I remember they kicked them out, but then the Elite Bullet Club stuff happened in AEW, and I didn't know if they let them back in or how that was, but that makes sense.
So out of the Bullet Club members we got now, and this is including Doc Gallows and Carl Anderson, because they're still technically a part of it.
Yeah.
You got Bad Luck Fale.
Okay, I was gonna say him, but I wasn't sure if he was there. If he was a Tama Tonga, Tongaloa era boot out.
Yeah, Chase Owens.
Forgot about him. I always do.
Dick Togo.
I didn't know he was in them. Interesting.
Doc.
Chris Bay too. Sorry.
No. Oh well, sort of. Yes, they appear on other shows.
Yeah.
So they're they're honorary members.
He's in it. He's just not a New Japan guy. And Ace Austin too. That's right.
El Phantasmo, Evil, Gato, Jay White, Carl Anderson, Kenta.
I forgot about Kenta, and I fucking love Kenta. I'm ashamed.
Sho, Ishimori, and Takahashi. Those are current Japan members.
Takahashi?
Yes. Your hero, Takahashi. Really? He's been a member since 2019.
Oh, that's the guy that I was... Okay. I thought you were talking about a different Takahashi. Just kidding.
Current U.S. members is Ace Austin, Chris Bay, and Juice Robinson.
And Juice. I saw Juice literally a month ago. Let me tell you,
Uh,
Juice Robinson in person is a lot taller than you think he is. He came out. He's wrestling Samoa Joe, and they're like damn near the same size. Very surprised.
Kyrie, I'm gonna call her Kyrie Sane. I know her name is Kyrie, but it's Kyrie Sane to me. Kyrie Sane defeated Tom Nakano. This is also when Mercedes Moné debuted. The match got C plus. I'm not very surprised, to be honest with you.
Yeah, the main part of that was Mercedes coming out. Did you see the move that she did?
Yes, I did.
So I have a question for you. Do you think that was a Mercedes botch or a Kyrie botch? Because I know the answer.
I'm just because of the ring rust. I'm almost positive it was a Mercedes botch.
Incorrect.
Incorrect?
It was a Kyrie botch.
Oh.
So, because I saw the move, I saw her doing the move on one of the luchadors that she's been training with. She never stopped wrestling. She was down in Mexico for months training.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So she did on one of the luchadors, and Kyrie fell to her knees too soon. They were supposed to go down together, and then after Kyrie did it, she sold it, even though she didn't. It was supposed to end in like a DDT, and it so yeah. But it was a Kyrie botch at the end of the day.
Yeah. Kenny Omega defeated Will Ospreay for the United States title.
I'm so upset I didn't see that match.
I saw highlights of it. It was a hell of a match.
My favorite thing is people on Twitter, oh, why can't Kenny Omega have matches like this in AEW? Like, could you imagine just beating the shit out of your opponent every week? Like, they were both cut and bruised and scraped and scarred, and they didn't use any weapons. It was just a hard-hitting match. Like, could you imagine doing that week in and week out in AEW? So that's like a pay-per-view type thing.
Yeah. Kazuchika Okada defeated Jay White. Once again, I heard this one was a hell of a match as well.
Yeah, like I said, Okada can't put on a bad match. I'm a huge Jay White fan. I mean, if you don't have Kenny Omega, Will Ospreay the match before you, which first off, I don't know how you can be Okada and Jay White and want to / be able to follow that.
Yeah.
Second off, if you don't have them two right in front of you, you have match of the night.
Oh, exactly. 100%. Once again, neither of us actually watched these matches, so we can't really give our honest opinion on how they went. We just wanted to give the rundown of it. Speaking of Okada, him and several other people on this list made the top 30 for the Pro Wrestling Illustrated top 500 for the year.
And this is widely considered as like the list for ranking individual wrestlers every year. And it came out,
correct.
I don't know when exactly, but it's been out for a few weeks or a few months. But I mean, it's still it's gonna be a few months. It's been out for a few weeks, but it's still like the list.
If you're a wrestler that is made a name for themselves, you're gonna be on this list somewhere.
Or if you're Jonathan Gresham, you try to use this list as pull for better booking. As the story goes, I mean, I don't know, but
so starting off on number 30, we have Mike Bailey, Speedball Mike Bailey. Do you think this is a good spot for him, or do you think it's a bust?
I'm gonna be honest. He's one of those guys that I just don't get the appeal of. So I don't know if it's just I haven't seen the right clip or the right match, or if I'm being pointed the wrong. Everyone freaks out over him, and I just don't get why. So, but I mean that could just be me. So I don't, .
Absolutely. Zack Sabre Jr. 29.
I don't
I
know.
I personally feel like I want to say he probably should have been a little lower, considering Finn Balor's in the 60s.
I don't
And I
know.
feel like Finn Balor did a lot of good things this year.
Yes, but you're also American slash WWE, I guess, biased. Admittedly, I don't watch a lot of New Japan neither, but I keep up with Zack Sabre because I like him. That's like when I
Hmm.
wrestled. That's who I wrestled. I guess kind of modeled my wrestling after. But like, I see people like Sammy Guevara and Alexander Hammerstone and Moose above Zack Sabre, and I'm like, I don't. Hammerstone maybe, but like, I don't think Sammy Guevara. But then also he has the main like the big television market and the big shows, and he's with Jericho, so it's like that gives you a little bit of a rub. I mean, Moose. That's another one that I don't think he's as good as people say he is.
Yeah.
So I think
Uh,
29's too low, but I think like I don't know, 10, 15 is too high. So low 20s, high teens maybe. Because I mean, God, for God's sake, Kenny Omega's number 19.
so we're gonna come back to something here in a second. Uh, we're gonna continue with the list. After we're done with the list, I'm gonna see who you would trade out on this list. You got one chance to trade one person on this list for somebody else on this list. Who would you trade? I'm gonna let you think about it while we go through the list.
Are we talking top 30 or the whole 500?
We're gonna say top 10. So if you
Okay,
could take
okay,
one
okay,
person out of the
okay,
top
cool, cool,
10,
cool.
all right, 28, Sammy Guevara. I think this is way too high. I think he's a great wrestler, and I've watched a lot of AEW this year. Uh, I think he's a great wrestler, but I think he's too much. I think AEW, when they announced that him and Tay Conti were together, I think they tried to shove it down our throats, and it brought a unlikeliness of Sammy Guevara on everybody.
My problem with that is I think they tried to like not shove it down the throat too much per se, but like I guess it felt forced. Like if they would
Yeah,
just let them go out and be like, "Hey, y'all be two people in love and do whatever." All right, cool. But I feel like they were like, "Hey, you'll have to make out here and you have to be all over each other." Like it just, and I don't think it is. I don't think it was because that's from what I've read and seen and heard. That's not how Tony Khan is. It just gave that vibe of where it felt forced. And it's like y'all are
yeah,
two people that are actually married. It shouldn't feel forced.
exactly. Uh, Will Osprey 27.
That is insanely low.
I was just about to say the same thing. Between what he's done in New Japan and what's it called, AEW, and not to mention everything else he's accomplished in any other like Rev Pro. Between at least those three, it's just absolutely insane that he's that low.
He was number 7 last year, and people were saying he's the best wrestler in the world. So the fact that he dropped to 27, I think, is false. And then Braun Breaker is 26.
Yep, Braun Breaker's number 26.
Like that's just something doesn't add up.
Do you think Braun Breaker's too low or too high for his rookie quote
I
quote rookie year?
I don't think he's too low or too high. I just don't think he's better than Saber Jr. or Osprey or Bandito.
So you think he's right where he's supposed to be, basically?
Yeah, I think he's top 30, top 40 maybe, but I just don't. There's people below him that I see that should be ahead of him.
Okay.
Like just scrolling down, Kevin Owens and Xavier Woods, Randy Orton, Daniel Garcia.
To be fair, Randy Orton has been injured half the year.
Yeah, and Daniel
Almost,
Garcia kind of came
approximately.
in at the end of the year, but still, it's like
Um, 25 AC Mac. He
I
jumped
have no idea who that is.
247 spots. I
Yeah,
have no idea who
I
this
clicked
guy
on
is.
his name to look and see if I knew who it was. I've never seen him in my life.
For the podcast listeners, if you know who AC Mac is, leave a comment. Let us know who he is. Let us know if he's had any high profile matches in the past couple of years. Let us know so we can further educate ourselves.
So I'm looking right now. It looks like deathmatch is most of. So IWTV against Matt Tremont. Matt Tremont's like the deathmatch guy in the U.S. ICW Deathmatch Horror Story. Um, IWTV again. GCW, which is not deathmatch, but a little bit more hardcore. Zicky Dice's Outlandish Paradise.
He did go against Wheeler
GCW.
Yuta this year. Or no, that was 2 years ago.
GCW again. So he's a GCW guy. That's why I have no idea who it is. Oh, he was in NXT in 2018 for one match.
Huh. 24, Alexander Hammerstone. I watched clips of this guy a couple of weeks ago.
This guy's insane.
He is
Hulk Hogan
insane.
2.0, but not racist and not as big time yet.
Because I heard MJF say something about an Alexander Hammerstone in one of his interviews. I was like, who is that guy?
Mm-hmm.
I went and looked. Holy hell.
Yeah.
The dude is built to be a superstar.
Oh, yeah. He's very, if I'm not mistaken, he's very, not young, but young in the business.
He was born in 91, so he's like...
He's still young. So
31.
20, from what this says, 2020. Oh, just kidding. I didn't scroll
23.
far enough.
23 is Jay White.
So 2016 was Hammerstone's debut. So 5 years. No,
okay.
7 years. Math.
Okay. 23 is Jay White.
That's fair. I mean, like I said, it's another one of those, like, I don't think the people ahead of him should be ahead of him, but I think he's in roughly the correct place.
22 is Chris Jericho.
I feel like that's roughly correct.
21 is Moose. He jumped up 19 spots.
He should be back down by 40. He's one of those guys I just don't like. I don't get the appeal. He's a big player in Impact or whatever, but outside of that, it's like I don't. And even then, it's like a Moose match. It's like, okay.
I feel like his most notable moment. I don't remember if it's this year or last year. Most notable moment I've seen from him in the past couple years is that promo where he basically called out Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
I think it was right before the Royal Rumble, and everybody thought he was going to come to the Royal Rumble. Drew McIntyre, number 20.
This year?
I feel like it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Story-wise, he hasn't been given a good story, I guess. Any good scripts.
Yeah.
Or good angles. Every angle he has to do with a tag team. Or Sheamus, and then Sheamus goes on to Gunther, and then Sheamus goes on to Roman Reigns, and yada yada yada.
I'm scrolling up and looking above him, and it's like there's not really any people I'd switch out for him. So
I see one that's a little high, but
I'm sure it's the same person, but I don't know if I'd put McIntyre up that high.
So we're in the top 20 now. 19, Kenny Omega.
Fair.
I'm gonna kind of skip. I'm gonna kind of jump through these. So I'm gonna go 19 to 15 real quick. 19, Kenny Omega. 18, Adam Cole. 17, Seth Rollins. 16, MJF. 15, Tanahashi. I believe MJF is way too low on this list. For anybody who has seen just his promos alone, the man is a genius. It's like I don't know. I can't compare him to anybody because I almost feel like MJF is the first of his, not the first of his kind, but the first notable
I mean, he's
notable
just an
heel.
old school, like heel, like old school. I always want to say Sportatorium days, but not. I mean, just old like that time, like back when it was like territories and stuff. Like that's how the heel was. It's just now he's doing it on TV, and people are so used to WWE where they can't be that,
Yeah.
asshole. So it seems like he's the first of his kind, quote unquote. He's just the first one to do it on TV.
I feel like Tanahashi should be in at least the top 30 almost every year because from the matches I see of him, he puts on a clinic every time. It's like those. It's like a New Japan guy that like one of the big guys, Okada, uh, hell, even Kota Ibushi. They can't put on a bad match.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go from 14 to 10 or 14 to 11 real quick. Josh Alexander, Matt Cardona, John Moxley, and Shingo Takagi. Once again, I'm sorry, I probably butchered the fuck out of that name, but anybody in that range do you think is too low or way too high?
Honestly, no. Like Josh Alexander carried Impact.
Yep,
Matt Cardona went from Zack Ryder to become Matt Cardona. Like
Matt
he's
Cardona carried GCW.
Moxley might be too low, but not by much. Takagi, I mean, agreed. I mean, everyone. I mean, you can make an argument either way for all of these guys, really. I don't think it's like an outlier that they're too low or too high, but there's a few that I think should be a few spots higher or lower. But
so 10 to 5, Jonathan Gresham,
way too high.
Big E, Bikino, Bryan Danielson, Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, we'll get back to that. We'll do the top 5.
Top 5: Bobby Lashley,
Agreed.
Adam Page,
agreed.
CM Punk,
agreed.
Okada,
agreed,
and Roman Reigns.
And agreed.
I think Roman Reigns has found himself.
Yep.
And personally, I think he should have got number 1 last year because even though Kenny Omega carried AEW last year, Roman Reigns carried the wrestling business last year on his back. Tell me I'm wrong.
I mean, that's fair. I think from what I remembered last year, it was an argument between Roman and Omega, which is what you want with your 1 and 2.
Yep. All right. One person on this list that you would put in the top 10.
Take Jonathan Gresham out.
Okay.
And put Rollins, MJF, or Moxley. Any of those 3.
So we're very close. I'm taking Big E out and replacing him with MJF.
You're leaving Gresham in?
I think Gresham had a better year than Big E, just solely based on the fact that Gresham wasn't injured.
I mean, yes, but at the same time, the injury wasn't Big E's fault, and if you put on a poster Big E versus Cody Rhodes, that's going to get more people to watch than Jonathan Gresham versus Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, but to be fair, Big E broke his neck in March. It's almost been in 2 months it'll be a year.
Yeah, I don't know.
I put him like I said with MJF. He had a good year.
That's fair.
But he hasn't been on TV since March. That's my biggest thing.
Is it bad that I feel like it was like 2 months ago?
Because everybody was raging about Ridge Holland breaking his neck.
Yeah.
And that was the biggest thing. Like Ridge Holland this, Ridge Holland that. Which, to be fair, yes, Rich Holland botched the move, but 100% it wasn't Rich Holland's fault either.
Yeah.
It was just a freak accident. Because Rich Holland's a fucking monster, dude.
Oh yeah, it's a big dude. It's like Boogs. Boogs,
yes.
But his knee buckled at Mania. I watched that happen live, and it was impressive. So it's like it's just a freak accident, you know?
Yeah. So that's what we would do is you would replace Jonathan Gresham with MJF, Seth Rollins, or whoever. I would replace Big E with MJF.
So I got two things for you. All right.
Yeah.
So one, hold on, my computer just completely froze up on me. There it goes. So 1995 or 2021.
My brain's a little fried right now. Let's go 2021.
All right. So on January 6th of 2021 was the first night of the New Year's Smash on AEW.
Okay.
The reason this one was so significant is it's the night that the Young Bucks, the Good Brothers, and Kenny Omega reunited the Bullet Club in AEW.
Didn't know that was 2 years ago. I feel
exactly.
like that was
I read that and I had the same thing. I was like, man, like I remember what I was doing. I freaked out when I saw that, or like when it happened. But Moxley came back for the first time since losing his world championship. They brawled. Good Brothers jumped the barricade, started beating up Mox. The Young Bucks looked like they were going to save him. They hit the Too Sweet, wrecked everybody.
All right, give me 1995.
So, January 6th, 1995, Macho Man Randy Savage made his WCW in-ring debut.
Huh. You know, when I think of Macho Man now, I think of Slim Jims.
So, fun fact, I didn't know Macho Man. Spider-Man is my favorite superhero.
You didn't know that was Macho Man?
I didn't. I was like 3, dude. No, I didn't know. I was like 3 years old. I barely knew who Randy Savage was at the time. And then a few years later, I'm like, oh my god, it makes sense.
Okay.
I didn't know.
So that's a little bit more. That makes a little bit more sense. I thought you were about to tell me you just found out that was Macho Man.
No, I'm talking about the Spider-Man movie. I didn't know he wrestled Randy Savage in a steel cage. I didn't know Randy Savage was Bonesaw. I was 3. Get off my back.
All right, Stable Connection listeners. So
Sir, no,
Trey,
I'm about to say, I thought you were about to wrap up. I've been so excited for this all week.
Trey has a surprise segment, so I'm going to let him take over.
All right, so you get 20 guesses.
Okay.
I've already kind of told you a little bit about it, so you weren't completely blindsided. But all I told you is you get 20 guesses to guess whatever I picked. Okay? So is my stream down, like you can't see it right now?
Yes.
All right, cool. So on my screen, I'm going to pop up the answer to the questions. You have 20 guesses, as much time as you want. You have 20 guesses to guess, and I will give you, since it's the first time, I'll be nice, and I'll let you know it is a person.
Okay. All right. Sorry, I'm also getting my questions ready.
Yeah, you can ask questions. You can use Google. I don't care.
What era did he wrestle for?
Sir, this is 20 questions. Yes or no questions.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Also, there's a lot of eras. Not really, but
Golden era.
That's
Hulk Hogan era, like the original Hulk Hogan.
Like 80s?
Yeah.
Barely. I'll give you. I'm gonna be a little lenient the first time, but as we get better at this, you're starting to get more strict answers.
Okay.
I would say barely the 80s.
Is he a former world champion? Or are they a former world champion?
Oh want to say yes. Let me see if I can scroll down and find it. Boom. Oh my lord.
Okay.
Yes.
Former world
Yes.
champion in a
Yes.
major promotion.
Yes.
Okay.
I didn't realize he had so many belts.
Um,
Oh my lord. It keeps going.
did he mainly spend his career as a main eventer?
I would say no.
No? Okay. Did he perform in the 2000s?
Let me scroll back up. Yes.
Did he perform? Oh, okay. So 80s, 2000s, male or female?
Male.
Okay. Um, technical wrestler or brawler?
I'd say brawler if I had to pick one of those two, definitely.
Long hair or short hair?
Ooh. Question is now or then?
In his prime, long hair or short hair?
I want to say long. Let me double check that so I don't lie to you. I lied to you. Short.
Short.
Yes, short.
Curly hair or like buzz cut?
Not curly, but not buzz cut.
Okay. Did he? Sorry, I'm trying to think. Did he hold a championship in each decade he wrestled?
I don't know if it lists the years. I would say not the first one.
Okay.
So not the 80s. Probably, I'm pretty sure the 90s, yes. The 2000s. Judging off the promotion he was in, I would say probably not.
Was he in WWE in the 2000s?
No.
Okay.
So that's 9, right? Yeah.
Did he wrestle at any WrestleManias?
No.
No? Okay.
Not at all. Not even close.
Is he known for his WWE stuff or a different promotion?
Different.
Different. Was he an ECW guy?
Yes.
Okay. I kind of used my 14th question as kind of the same question. Is he an ECW original?
Let me get a consensus from Google on who classifies as the originals.
Okay.
No.
No?
No. So that's 14. And that's including WWE and TNA versions of the ECW originals, by the way.
That's kind of what I was using for it.
Yes, it is none of them.
Okay. Did he ever hold the ECW championship?
I'm about 99% sure. Let me just scroll all the way down. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes. I'll even give you another hint. That's one of the world titles he held. I'm fairly confident you're not going to get this. If you can't tell.
Okay. So he wrestled in the 90s. So at that time, ECW had the television title. Did he hold the television title?
Yes. That was 16.
And this is another ECW question. Did he wrestle when it was Eastern Championship Wrestling?
Yes. Actually.
Because at that time, Eastern Championship Wrestling had the NWA title as well.
Yes, he did.
Okay. This is going to throw you for a loop, I guarantee it.
Okay.
Might be shocked I know this. Did he wrestle in the NWA World Title Tournament?
Oh God, let me find. I'd be honest, I have no idea. Why is there? He did.
He did.
He did. That was 18, I believe.
Yeah.
2 more. Damn, I really narrowed it down.
Yep. I think I'm gonna save that question for last. Did he win the ECW tag titles?
Let me scroll. You said ECW?
Yes.
No.
Okay, so I'm gonna use this question because this is gonna be kind of the last question. Did he win that world title tournament?
Yes.
Shane Douglas.
Yes, sir.
Awesome.
Nice. I'm pleasantly surprised. Yeah, I asked for the record, I asked my friend who's a kind of a wrestling nerd like us, but not as bad as me, and a little bit more casual than you. And he popped out. He said, he asked how good your wrestling acumen is. And I'm like, I'm not 100% sure, right? He said, I don't want to pick somebody as well known as Randy Orton, but I don't want to pick somebody as obscure as Shane Douglas. I'm like, bro, how the fuck do you know who Shane Douglas is? Because, I mean, preface this, one of my dad's favorite wrestlers is Shane Douglas. The franchise, Shane Douglas, heard that my whole life. He popped out Shane Douglas. I said, how do you know that? So I wasn't sure if you'd get that, honestly. I'm pleasantly surprised. We love it.
Sweet. Alrighty. Alright, guys. So that is gonna do it for today's episode. We like we said, we're gonna try to be doing this a lot more often. We actually have the time to do it now. We have come up with a weekly schedule. So, as of recording, this is January 6th, 2023. This episode will drop 8 a.m. Saturday morning. So 8 a.m. January 7th, 2023.
And I do want to say, if you want to be here for the recording, I stream the recording on Twitch. I will not answer or ask every question, but you can chat in Twitch. Podcast Saturday morning if you want to listen to it. Mondays if you want to watch the YouTube video and listen to it, obviously. And then Twitch Fridays 8 to 8:30 range. Twitch.tv/ProdigyTR3. I'll be doing the stream while Dustin records the audio.
Anywhere where you get your podcast, you can listen to. Sorry, we're a little rusty at this the first time back.
Yes.
But this has been Dustin along with Trey.
Also, one more thing. Follow us on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, everything. Our Twitter is StableC_pod.
I'll also link it down in the comments below. I'll link all of our handles. Once again, this has been Dustin, Trey, and come build a stable connection with us.